вроде работает. Что-то стрим отваливался.
Bless. And don't forget, your money is safe with Sylvan and Friends. Walk blessed, my dame. How can Sylvan and Friends serve? A ledger. Your very own safe in our house, which we will manage on your behalf. We will meticulously, thanks to our very generous interest rates. The longer you entrust your money with us, the more it proliferates on its own. Well, evidently this was a metaphor. Just imagine that for every day your money rests in our vaults, we present you with some extra coin on top. Well, you see, this is a highly complicated process, and I fear it would be a matter of near impossibility. I beg your pardon, most likely quite limited intellectual capabilities. Let us talk about more enjoyable matters instead. Fine then. We use it. We invest. For example, in promising expeditions or new trade routes. And from the return... Now, don't you look at me that way. We have to make a living somehow, too. Banks do not make mistakes. Now, enough of this nonsense and back to business. Do you want to... Very well. We will need a 100-penny deposit to start with. After that, that's regrettable. Then I suggest... Very well. We will need a 100-penny deposit to start with. After that, you may make a withdrawal or deposit whenever you would like. Of course.
Так, где еще можно забаржить? Испорченное пиво.
Walk blessed, my dame. Very well. We will need a 100... Excellent. You will not regret this. Here, this is your personal... To make a deposit, simply talk to one of the bankers or put it on the shelf yourself. Ah, and should you acquire any shareholdings, simply give them to me and we will allocate them with your future interest. Well, holdings for something, a business, a caravan, things like that. But forgive me for saying so, you do not seem to be a woman of means, so I don't suppose it will be relevant to you. Walk blessed, and don't forget...
Посмотрим, первый раз вижу такое, чтобы можно было в банк деньги под проценты класть. Это что-то новенькое.
Huh? Can I help you?
Себе помоги.
Yes? Walk blessed, my lady. Where do you need to go? About Myrids? What is there to tell? In the time before the Blood Moon Revolt, a long time ago, tame Myrids like this one here was a really rare sight. Nowadays, though, they're pretty common, at least here at Endral. Oh, well, that's hard to explain. They communicate by clicking sounds. And through those clicking sounds, I also tell them where you want to go, before you mount them. Obviously, that only works for routes that the Myrid already knows by heart. I guess that sounds stupid, but I sometimes long for the times my grandfather lived in. Being a Myrid warden... Nowadays, well, you can guess. Riding a Myrid has become as ordinary as riding a mule. But, who am I to complain? Yes?
Дай денег. Здравствуйте.
A visitor. Take your time, look around. Can't you tell? The floorboard. Jokes aside, look, in the old days, people cared more for the history of our country. But that's just how it is. Walk blessed, madame. A visitor. Take your time, look around.
Ну, твоя слишком скучно. О,
Oh, hello. Oh, a bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look. Walk blessed.
собрал денег на автобус.
Hey, wait a moment.
Хожу пахну.
Yes? Walk blessed, friend. Where are you headed?
Так, да.
Walk blessed, my lady. Sure. Where to?
Бля, да ладно. Что, серьезно? Анимацию сделали? Читать не вредно. Шаня пошел. Так, ну вот мохнатый пидор меня еще чем-то заразил, да? Пидорасы пустые, блядь. Четко в жемку пострелил. Это хорошо, что тут. Только что экшон пропустил. говорится, если видишь руду, нельзя просто так взять и не помочь. Старый добрый каннибализм.
Shit! Get away from there! Now! By the prophet's ass! 1 second later and I would have been scraping your remains off the floor. What in blazes are you doing here anyway? Lashiri? Oh my. The fellow really isn't one for names, is he? I'm Lashari, but never mind that. At least it proves you're not lying. Anyhow, I hope you're not the backup I asked for. I was hoping for someone more, impressive. No offense. Is that so? Indeed. You have some uncontrolled magic inside you. And quite a lot of uncontrolled magic. Not bad. I've never felt anything like this before. Very well. If Constantine insists, I will perform the ritual on you. But it'll have to wait, since I'm up to my neck in this shit, as you've probably noticed. Short version or long version? Which do you prefer? We got ambushed. Why and by who, I have no idea. But I'd guess they're mercenaries. They must have found a hidden entrance, because one moment, I was upstairs and inspecting our mules. The next, I'm down in the ruin to find it flooded by these fuckers. Now, here's the thing. All my scrolls and the artifacts we've been searching for are still down there. As are my assistant and his Indralean colleagues. And before you ask, yes, you can help me. You'll have to, actually, if you want me to tame your magic. I wouldn't have a chance fighting the mercenaries by myself, but the two of us might be able to do it, provided you can defend yourself, which I'm quite sure you can. What do you say? Are you ready? Fine, then follow me. And keep your weapons ready. I think I just heard footsteps down there.
Get them.
Try.
Just a scratch. Just a scratch. Just a scratch.
tabbed like a pig. Hang on. What's this? By the prophet's ass. I don't believe it. They're orders. My assistant, Sev. It seems he's the reason these fuckers managed to take us by surprise. Save it for Sev when I shove this staff up his ass and fire a thunderbolt. Shit, can you smell that? That's fire. So, these guys really are... We have to do something. You're adept at magic, right? If I'm right, the mercenaries are trying to destroy the stone fragments, and we have to stop them. You take the lower part of the room, I'll take the upper part. Oh, if you should find my assistant Sev down there, try to take him alive and bring him to me. I want to take care of him myself, okay? Then let's get going.
close, I'm dying here! Help me, for goodness sake! Damn, that was close! Those bastards just left me down here to die! Can you believe it? Despite everything I did! Oh, forgive me. Just left me down here to die. Can you believe it? Despite everything I did.
Damn you! Picked the wrong enemy.
Лут сам себя не соберет.
Well, I'll be damned. That's what I call good timing. I take it you were successful? What about the fragments? Did you save them? All of them? Call me a pregnant Lyran. You really are good at what you do. You won't regret it, I swear. What about Sev? Did you find him? Fuck. That little shit. I was hoping I could make him tell us who's behind all this. Well, whatever. No use crying over spilt milk, I guess. What's your name, anyway? Amidst all this, we didn't have time for formalities. You're pleased? Well, that's good to hear. I actually had the feeling that I was a little rough on you. Sorry for that, really. Sometimes I just have a short fuse. Anyway, let's talk about the reason you're here. For starters, tell me how you managed to get the old ranter to trust you. That doesn't happen very often. I've got time.
Время у нее есть, понимаешь ли?
Uh-huh. So, you're saying that you learned all this, the magic, the swordplay, in such a short time? That's fascinating, to say the least. And these visions, if I understand correctly, you foresaw the death of the two apothecary? It does indeed. But hey, who am I to judge? Here you are, the mysterious stranger who
Нихуя
appeared out
себе,
of
безо
thin air
всяких
and
усилий,
without
блядь.
much fuss took out an entire group of sellswords.
2 раза перезапускался.
And even better, now you tell me that these skills come from studying magic for only a couple of weeks, and that you can see the future. You certainly are full of shit. Not you, sorry. I mean, I just had a strange thought. But no, that would be crazy. Way too unlikely. Well, I'd like to speak freely, but I'm bound to my agreement with the Holy Order. However, I will tell Constantine and old Oranthiel about my theory. And you will probably have to be patient until the latter decides to put you in the picture. Sorry. But if my idea is correct, then we'll be in a position to really kick ass. Anyway, hold still for a moment. Ready? All right, let's do this. Don't worry, it'll just tickle a bit. Fuck! Are you all right? That wasn't on purpose. Really. Oh my, you really do look terrible. I will make this right, I promise. I have no idea what just happened. The ritual isn't exactly harmless, but normally you shouldn't feel more than a weak tickle at most, regardless of how it goes down. But, maybe this has something to do with the strangeness of your aura. I already said this, but it's so different. It's hard to explain. Somehow complex and cold, maybe. But hey, I'm probably just out of practice. It worked, and that's what matters. Your fever will now settle down to an endurable level, and maybe even vanish if you're careful. And now I suggest you return to Constantine. I will get the stones to safety in the meantime. You need anything else? If not, see you later. We're going to meet again. I can feel it. Take care.
There you are. Magister Karus has been looking for you.
Carlos? Why's that?
I don't know, but I think it's about the tome he wanted you to transcribe.
Ah, I thought, well... Right. And by the way, have you seen this new Neremese mage ward?
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
Huh? Can I help you?
Walk blessed.
Yes?
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. A miracle has
Can I help you?
must have been due to its sheer glory.
Hello. How may I be of service? Of course.
О, хорошо такое.
Walk blessed! And don't forget, your money is safe with Sylvan and friends. Exceedingly safe, believe me. Walk blessed, mate. Of course. A wise decision. Hello? How many? Of course. A wise decision.
Hungry for arcane secrets?
Hungry?
I have books.
I've got just what a weary traveler needs.
If it's cod and fish,
They just sit on their asses and things settle themselves.
Apples, dates,
not as if I didn't
bananas,
tell them that
the
already.
freshest fruits right from the farmer's coast and
come
Doonville.
to Yorento Shavdas and buy fish. Only the best and fresh from the red.
Looking for steel? I can provide. Everything for the path-abiding soldier. Come again.
Can I help you?
Greetings. Do you... Sure. Take a look.
Fruits,
Walk
vegetables,
blessed.
Bread fresh from the
Huh?
oven.
Can I help you?
Who are you?
Yes? Well, a bit of everything. Just look for yourself.
Да, блять, я продам куда-нибудь эти ёбаные украшения, нет? Почему никто не берет ёбаные украшения?
Walk blessed.
Huh? Can I help you?
You're not from here, are you? I heard you talk.
Yes?
Hello.
Bread! Taste it now, our unrivaled fresh and tasty bread!
As I said, the offer stands. Just think about it, okay?
I will. Take care.
Where did I put that? Yes, who should say that?
Hey, you came. Come on, take a seat. So, tell me, how are you holding up? It must have been quite the whirlwind. Yesterday, a refugee from another country, and now a prodigy with a magic great enough to impress old Bushybeard. Good luck with that. I'm quite curious to see how things keep on with you. You're different. I noticed that the time we met. Anyhow, tell me, what do you make of this country now that you've had some time to look around? I figure it must be quite the change from Nerem. Shoot. Yeah, I can picture that. You know, this is exactly the reason why I love inns so much. The sky can rain fire out there. In here, you'll always meet laughter and good humor. Not to mention all the good-looking men and women. Absolutely. Though I think I've seen enough of this place by now. Of Enderall, I mean. There's a ship sailing for Calais next morning, and as it seems, it will be the last one for quite some time to come. Who knows? Maybe they still have a cabin to spare for a handsome treasure hunter. Oh well. This entire thing was more a coincidence than planned anyhow. The Order needed someone with skill and discretion. I was around. End of story. I never intended to stick around for much longer. Heck, me as an ambassador of the Holy Order, could you imagine that? Not one step further, O fair maiden. Drop your garment so we may both bathe in Malphas's holy light. Actually not that bad, don't you think? Oh, you're too kind. But you know, at the end of the day, I guess I'd probably lack both the pathos and the idealism for such a profession. You know, I'm aware of how these esteemed keepers up there talk about sellswords like me. I could save 30 virgins from a Myrid on Rampage. At the end of the day, they'd always say I did it for the money, because I wanted to bed the women, or whatever. I'm driven by inferior motives. While no matter what their actions end in, they are good guys, because they do things for the right reasons. If only they'd understand that it's results that matter, not intentions. What does the wise hermit say? Nothing is of less importance to the saved than the reason for their rescue. The only difference between a mercenary like me and a holy warden is that I'm at least aware of the fact that I do what I do for myself, and no one else. I'm trying to say that all those heroes and self-declared messiahs are no better than everyone else. In the end, we are all selfish, because we always act in accordance to what we think we have to be like. So yes, maybe the keeper saves the farmer from the bandits. But at the end of the day, he does it because he sees himself in a certain light. You know, the funny thing is that a lot of times, it's especially those who think of themselves driven by a higher purpose who are the really dangerous ones. They don't understand what drives them, and that makes them easy to manipulate. The only thing left to do for the capable hate-monger or tyrant is to somehow combine his own ambitions with the mental image of this person. And presto, you've got your perfect puppet, only waiting to dive into the next hail of arrows for their honor, their religion, or whatever they thought of this time. It's just so idiotic, you know? The world would be a much better place if everyone could just acknowledge that the only reason we're here is that we want to be happy. Yeah, seek bliss and avoid pain, as the wise hermit likes to say. And believe me, once you realize that that's how people just work, life is a lot better. Oh, yeah, I do. And this goal is called surviving. And if possible, to be able to enjoy a good glass of wine or an exciting night from time to time. You do? And here I thought I'd get an indignant cry and a splash of wine thrown in my face. That's how most people react. In any case, I think I'll take my leave now. I very much enjoyed our talk, but the ship to Calais leaves before the first cocks crow tomorrow, and I want some more time to think about it. Well, it most recently gained a good-looking Naramese woman. Maybe that'll make up for when I leave. Keep your chin up.
That's just how it is. Everything was
Potatoes,
better
garlic,
in the old days.
Yeah, that should be it.
Me, stew, roast pork. Anyone?
Malfast's blessings.
Охуеть. Хуйня какая-то.
Malfast's blessings.
Move along.
Wait a moment. You're an outlander, aren't you?
Evening.
Wait a moment. You're an outlander.
Malfast's blessings. And our room's looking for you. It's Snow Ark Noble Quarter, but it's warm and clean. Want it?
Men,
Good.
that's just how they are.
We'll open up the room for you. And please, no shady business. We walk the righteous path in here and don't want any trouble. Come back anytime.
Evening. I just don't see the fucking point.
Potatoes gone. Yeah, that should do.
Mead, stew, roast pork. Anyone?
Well.
She-Ra.
Huh? Can I...
Unreliable. That's what they are. All of them. Yeah, this just doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it makes
Why
sense.
can't it ever be easy? Yes. Yes, that just might work. Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it. Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it. Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well... Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work, even though part of her report seemed to be a bit... enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest. In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard that Aranthiel has asked for you, and they will let you in. Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies? Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Они бы меня еще в сокровищницу пустили.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Еще одно слово, и ты сдохнешь под грузом ответственности. Я за тобой слежу.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here. Yes.
Registers never change.
всякого добавить плюс.
Well met.
It is a suspicion, Teela. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Teela, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Teela, back then in Kira.
Natara, the mission will happen. I'm sorry.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teela Aranthia, son of Larius I and Grandmaster of the Order. And I'm honored to meet you. What is your name? Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable. Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Vin is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I. I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Razul Aranthia. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me. There were circumstances favoring the development, but it's a long story which we won't discuss now. Good question. Because at the moment stability is the highest good, even more so considering what we are facing. The rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos that such a revelation entails. Enderal is the cradle of the Order of the Gods, the epitome of theocracy. It is unthinkable what would happen if we confirmed these rumors. I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind. Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time. The dreams.
Walk blessed.
always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me. Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion.
Keep walking.
Which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory. The collective subconscious. Yes, I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans. 3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end. Yes, it does. At first we considered it absurd, as probably you do at this moment. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the Cleansing. They tried, but they failed. Who knows why? Maybe they found out too late, or maybe they were too weak. That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, at least not in a sense as we know it. There was no natural disaster, no magical explosion, no plague. Even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin, when the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings simply fell down and died. It is ghastly. Well,
This is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well. Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophetess. It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly. Yes. Former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages is vast, as is the power of the Holy Order. Even though not all of the Keepers agree, as you probably have already noted yourself. No. As I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice. I do not know. Firespark the Mage has told me your story. And even though your fate is tragic, unlike me, you were insignificant before your change. So maybe everyone can become an emissary, or we simply have not understood the pattern yet. On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future. Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help. That is the wrong question. The correct question is, what alternative do we have? To wait and die? Hollow words. Deep inside, you know your responsibility. Trust me, we are more alike. If it is wealth and power you seek, you will have it. The Order has enough of both. Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our Order. And to do so, you have to pass a test.
Ну да, ты избранный, но иди, сука, собери 5 морковок, сука, 10 свекол, блядь, и убей вон ту жирную крысу, чтобы пройти наш тупой тест. Да, все как всегда, сука, клише ебаное.
It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter, if and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
Знаешь, я сейчас сломаю систему и пойду не по твоему плану. Понял? Вот сейчас я тебе все планы сломаю, вот все, может, понял? Вот все, что я... Дай... Твою медь.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here. Have you lost your mind?
Нахуй, тупой придурок.
For Malthus!
Я все равно нашел способ сломать его планы. Хер вам, а не избранный.
Sister, walk blessed. Did you hear the new order from the Grand Master?
Not to burst into tears.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Подумай над своим поведением.
My Dame de Luna. And I felt it.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, it's not as if I didn't tell them that already.
Madame?
You're a foreigner, aren't you? I wish I'd have crossed the Red Sea once, or seen Kira, the Grand Bazaar.
Can I help you?
An obulus, my dame, please.
Walk blessed.
A penny, madame. Please, just one penny.
Yes?
Hey, you there? Yes, you. Can you spare a moment for him? He would be very grateful.
Some shifts never end. Greetings!
You look as if you know this area well, don't you? I need some advice.
Madame? Yes?
Walk blessed.
Madame? Walk blessed, my lady. Where do you... Sure. Where to?
Yes? Oh, yes. You're the prodigy. I was expecting something else. I hope you're aware of what you're getting yourself into. Our novices trained for years for this trial. And as much as I respect the Grand Master, I think this is naive. In other words, it will be dangerous. Be aware of that. How selfless of you! But as you wish. Then it seems I'm granted the extraordinary honor of exalting the first pathless in the history of the Order to a keeper. The others will scream for joy. Give me the package the Grandmaster gave you, and say hello to your new comrades. I have to go prepare something.
What? Oh, hello. You're our unexpected addition, aren't you? The prodigy? It does, actually. I'm Kalia Sakaresh, by my path novice and aspirant to the first sigil. I have been told what you did in Old Rationgrad, that you saved the excavations and fought back the mercenaries all on your own. An astonishing feat, truly. You have my respect for that. Well, as long as you handle it as well as you did in Old Rationgrad, that's not a bad thing, is it? You know, I'm really curious as to what the mercenaries thought they were doing. Someone willing to attack the Holy Order is either extremely powerful or extremely naive. Anyway, it's been an honor to meet you in person. Let's talk later.
I don't want to hear it. You're prattling. I don't want to hear it. Just shove off. Heretic.
All right, enough of the chatter. Come here.
Хорошая одежда. Моей будет.
These potions will be necessary later, so be careful with them. Apart from that, it's still a few miles to the ritual place. As you're all gifted with magic, the spores in the forest ahead will make you a little dizzy, but we won't stay for long. Any questions? Long story. Simply put, they come from a special kind of mushroom that has So, in case you're thinking about exploring further... Take some magical protection and some ambrosia with you. Good. Stay close to me.
Кажется, полезно это собирать. Всю эту хуйню.
But it's too late for that. Korek would have conquered the city. Instead, you will be ashamed.
So this is the Whispering Forest. Fascinating. I've read a lot about it, but I've actually seen it.
Poor thing. My brothers and I have seen the border countless many times before. But I bet you know all about the Undercity's rat holes instead.
Careful.
So much to do, so little time.
Yes. I hope, in other words, it will be house. Give. Oh, yeah. I hope, in other words, it will be dangerous. How selfless of you!
What? You're our unexpected addition, aren't you? It does, actually. I'm Kalia. I've been an astonishing feat, truly. You have my respect for that. Well, as long as you know, anyway, it's been an honor to meet you in person. Let's talk later.
I don't want to hear it. You're prattling. I don't want to hear heretic.
All right, enough of the chatter. Come here. Here. These potions will be necessary later, so... Careful with them. Apart from that, it's still a few miles to the ritual place. As you're all gifted with magic, the spores in the forest ahead will make you a little dizzy, but we won't stay for long. Any questions? So, in case thinking about... Good. Stay close to me.